Phil has the pignosis. He mind and brainwashes his viewers into contributing. Make a contribution tonight. Here we go. You ready? Woo! Woo! Okay, I'm indoctrinated. Sounds good. And it's the power of cultish groupthink mentality. I'm a cult leader. I think the pignosis works. Someone tipped $50. 50 bucks. And they said, hey, this is from Ether335 and I am your daddy. So here's the thing. This is going off of last night's stream, which I already talked about in the Daily Wrap, so I don't really want to talk about it again, you know? But there was so much chaos last night with contributions on Kick. This seems like a lighthearted joke at what happened last night. I doubt this is Ether. I've never run into this thing before. What is it, a money creature? Yeah, look, it's a money creature. It just throws money around. What the hell was that?
You see, now, Ether, you have to understand something. Anything you say in my chat is micro-analyzed by my stalker trolls. So, for example, one of them right now is in YouTube chat and says, ask Ether why it was okay to make fun of your paranoia in post-stream chat when you have been consistently trolled like this for years. I don't know what you said in post-stream chat because I don't have paranoia. I'm not, like, stalking the chat. I have no idea what you said.
All right, guys, I'm not going to lie. I'm paranoid, anxious, and nervous. Maybe I'm paranoid by nature.
But they probably recorded every word you've ever said in chat, and they have, like, a fucking running tally of it. And then what they'll do is they'll cross-reference that with other things. They're insane, these people. They do this crazy level of shit. It's just wild. You thought it was hilarious that I thought you were ICS? Well, you have to understand, ICS has actually come back multiple times with multiple accounts and tried to do this again, where I'm going to pretend I'm someone else and I'm going to gift subs and I'm going to try to get in Phil's good graces just so I can try to, distract his streams again or whatever. He's done it multiple times. So, and it's not the first time, too. I've been through this rodeo before, as they say, with other people in the past. So I make it abundantly clear on my streams, I am in charge. What I say goes. No one gets to buy a say on the stream. Oh, I contributed, so now I'm immune to the rules and I dictate how everything, goes. That's not how it works. Okay? It's not. I'm not someone to be bought.
He's a piece of crap. He's a lying piece of crap.
So anyway, like I said, let's see what happens, but hopefully I'm feeling good about, like I said, Ether has contributed many times before, and Ether has also never caused drama, always been a positive person, so I'm not too worried about it. I think that it's legit, and we're going to be good, and next week we're starting Ballad of Gay Tony, which I'm happy for, because that's what I wanted to do. You understand? Was my goal, is that I wanted to get through GTA 4's main story, and actually get the Ballad of Gay Tony is the DLC. I've only played it once. When I played it back in the day, we're talking 12, 13 years ago. I think it was like 2012 when I played it. It did big views. Views.
I don't want to be Mr. Views. Thanks to those who have supported. It would be great if we could get some more. We are more than halfway to the goal, but it kind of has stalled. It would be great to get to $100 before I go on my break in a minute here. That'd be great. If anyone likes the stream, if you want to support with a sub or a membership or a super chat or a tip, anything would be appreciated. Okay?
Enzo, Eddie, get the move!
Wow. This is probably the hardest part of the game right now.
Come on, Sam, reloading.
Told ya. This is like Red Dead Redemption with no Deadeye. Seriously. That's exactly what this is. Red Dead Redemption with no Deadeye. This is going to be, like, really hard. All right. Well, actually, guys, it's time for me to split the part right now.
It's time for my weekly chill stream of American Truck Simulator. Always a great time, right? Always fun, lots of conversation, lots of cool, chill vibes, some liquor. Not really. It's, alcoholic juice. That's what I've been drinking recently, and I still have those nectars. That's what I'll be drinking tonight. But yeah, it's great. and I always enjoy hanging out with you guys. I hope that you guys will join me tonight. Phil's blowing his money on DoorDash. Phil's blowing his money on mobile games. Phil's blowing his money on gin. That's where my money goes every fucking month. Ladies and gentlemen, Infinite177 just gifted 10 freaking subs. Is it a whale? It is a whale, because it has those whale-like teeth that filter things. It looks like cones. He's got a big old eyeball.
Would I stream on Twitch again? No. Why would if you don't know the story, I would never stream on Twitch again because they treated me incredibly unprofessionally. Within 1 month, they said I was no longer eligible for the partner program because of hateful conduct. Now, what hateful conduct do I actually do? Think about this. Do I say anything racist? No. Do I say anything sexist? No. What hateful conduct? There's no hateful conduct. I don't do that stuff.
Fuck you. You're a liar.
I could see if I was like some kind of political commentator and I was saying things about certain groups of people, or, you know, if I was someone talking about religion and I said something offensive about a religion. I don't do anything like that. So they kicked me out of the partner program. When I asked them to provide evidence of what I did wrong, because I didn't believe I did anything wrong and I needed to know what they were talking about so I could improve, they told me, we don't have to tell you. That's what they actually said. We just don't have to tell you, but you can reapply for the partner program in a year. Well, what's the point of reapplying if you didn't tell me what I did wrong so I don't do it again, right? But then on top of that, I said, well, you know, I have a good following that I built up over 5 years on Twitch. Let me still stick around and see if I can make a living just on tips. So I said, forget subs, forget super chats, or over there they're actually called bits, right? Forget all that. Instead, let's just see if I can do tips. They shut down my stream midstream saying that I said the N-word. I said, no, I did not say the N-word, you complete idiots.
That was good.
Go watch the content, because I dare you to review it and tell me that I said the N-word if you review it. They reviewed it and said, oh, we're sorry, we made a horrible mistake, you actually didn't do it. We'll remove your channel suspension. At that point, I said, I don't want to be on your business anymore. I don't want to use you. Because if I use your site, at any moment, some idiot can mass report me for something I didn't do. Someone in your company can make some knee-jerk reaction that they don't like me, and you'll just kick me out of everything, and I don't want to be at a place like that. Now, I'm not saying that I've never had issues at all with YouTube or anything like that, but at least on YouTube, if they've ever had an issue with me, they clearly explain to me what the issue is. They tell me, they'll give you a timestamp in the video of what you did wrong, and they'll explain this is what you can't do so you can be better for the future. That's what I need. And by the way, on YouTube, you get a strikes policy where it's levels of escalation. Like if you make one offense, okay, little slap on the wrist. 2 offenses, all right, maybe you can't stream for a couple days, right? Stuff like that. On Twitch, they literally just said, you're out of the partner program instantly. For what? Oh, we don't have to tell you. The hell is that? How is that professional? So that's why I never, ever want to go back there. I don't know why anyone would. Because the things I hear like, oh, exposure. There's no exposure on Twitch.
Specifically, Twitch terminated the agreement following its investigation of repeated instances of inappropriate conduct involving hateful slurs.
My personal life started to unravel. You know, I was with a significant other. I'm no longer with her since 2017, by the way. My current, you know, my wife and everything I met after that, okay? So anyway, I had been with this, you know, this girl for a while, and we decided to move and start a life together. And at first it was fine, but basically as soon as stuff started to happen, like financial issues and heavy trolling on the internet, basically our whole relationship fell apart. Like, we just stopped wanting to spend time together. We didn't really talk that much. We lived in the same house, but we weren't really interacting that much. She went off and got a job for herself and was hanging out with her own friends while I was at home all the time working to pay the bills and keep the house, basically. So the entire thing had fallen apart. I mean, it got to the point where we weren't barely talking or interacting. And it sucked because, you know, at that point, there's no privacy. We live in the same house. So how do you have any privacy to yourself when you're living with someone who's almost just like a roommate, right? It was just messed up. Now, the thing is, we didn't want to tell the internet about that because everyone would just turn it into drama. So we lied and we fibbed and we basically made a bunch of stuff up constantly. There was a couple times we tried to make it still work. Like we went on a trip once to Seattle and said maybe this trip is like kind of the last straw where it will click again and things will work out. But it just didn't work out, right? It was destined to fail. It really wasn't a good relationship to begin with, to be honest with all of you, okay? Anyway.
Silver-tongued talker, right? Oh, I'm just going to say it one way, and hopefully you'll believe it, even though that's not the truth. And that's literally what's happening here. The guy's a liar. The guy's a fucking blatant liar and lying to everyone. But people are believing it because they don't know any better.
So my personal relationship was falling apart at the seams. I was up to my eyeballs in debt. I was constantly being trolled all the time. And so basically what I saw was that this room, this office, as I called it back then, now I call it more of a studio because I have so much fancy stuff in here now. But back then I just considered it my office, right? My workspace. This was literally the only room in the house where I could be private, where we didn't have a shared space where she would have access to it. You know what I'm saying? When I was in here and the door was closed, that's me time, right? Problem being, she was almost always home. Yes, she had a job, so there was a few times a week when she went to work. For the most part, the only time that I got to myself, to be for myself here, was here in this room. So how did this situation happen? Well, I was insanely stressed out. We weren't really together. You know, I was at my wit's end. I wanted some private time, and I idiotically tried to squeeze in some private time at the only time that I could, like literally as I was starting my work stream. Which is the stupidest thing you could possibly do, but it wasn't like I was in my right mind. I was insanely stressed out. I was doing dumb things. I mean, daily people were baiting me into doing rage bait shit on stream. And, you know, like I said, it was just a very different time of my life. And I'm so happy now things are so very different. I'm much wiser. I'm older. I don't usually, you know, fall for dumb shit like that. I do still sometimes, but not all the time. And things are just a lot different now. Okay, I'm so happy that I met my wife, and I'm happily married, and we have such a great life together. Like I said, my home life outside of this room is amazing. It's really, really good, and it's actually getting better now that things are better with support, where we can take extra days off. Like this week, we're gonna have an extra day off. We can spend time together. It's gonna be really, really good. Okay, but anyway, yeah. So this room was basically my one escape from this depressing life that I had behind the scenes, you know. And I know that sounds messed up. It really was. Like, it really was dysfunction. It was a split existence where we had to keep up appearances to make everyone think that we were still happy and together. I mean, I'm not even kidding. We basically weren't together almost the full 2 years.
That's 100% a lie.
That we still lived together. Because remember, we moved out here in 2014. I would argue probably it was around middle to late 2015 that the whole thing fell apart. And then we still were together, but not really, until, what was it, like the beginning of 2017? I want to say it was February, March of 2017 when we broke up and she moved out. So, I mean, think about being like a prisoner in your own house for like a year and a half. You're stuck with someone who you really don't have feelings for. They don't have feelings for you. You're trying to make it work. It's not working. You have no way to really be separated because it's not like this is a humongous house where, like, I can't live on the top floor and she lives on the bottom floor, like, you know what I mean? So, it was a pretty messed up situation. And that's why it happened, because here I am trying to basically have a moment for myself of relief before a stream, and I'm just trying to, like, you know, fit it in when I really can't do it at any other time, and I'm idiotically even trying to do it when the stream is live. That was insanely stupid. Like, the most dumb thing I could have done. And of course, now I know that and admit that. But back then, I just didn't give a shit. Honestly, to be honest, remember, this was also the year when I was trying to rebrand myself as KO Gaming, and I was doing a whole edited content channel on YouTube. So in my mind, things were already falling apart, and it wasn't working. Like, YouTube was falling apart. I was losing money constantly, losing viewers constantly. My relationship was breaking up. My financials were awful. Everything was bad in my life. So I was like, fuck it. I don't even care anymore. I don't care about the risks I take. I don't care about nothing because nothing's working anyway, so who gives a shit? You know, I was really depressed. 2016, yeah, I was really, really depressed that year. I wouldn't be surprised if you look back at stuff I did in 2016, shaking my head at like, geez, this guy was so angry at everything. I really was. I was very upset that things that were turning out that way. I thought that I was basically gonna have to stop doing YouTube, and I was gonna probably have to give up the house. That's what I thought ultimately, is that I was gonna have to lose my house. I was already losing my relationship. I was probably already gonna lose my house. I was gonna lose everything, you know what I mean? So, it was just a really messed up time.
What would you like me to do today? The basics include cooking, cleaning, laundry. See, that's what I'm talking about. Yo.
Which is very aromatic. I can smell the pesto, I can smell the mozzarella. But the chicken's dry, huh? Well, that would negate any kind of a goodness in the sandwich. Want to take another bite, or should I dig into mine? Dig into yours. Okay. Because I'm going to try to reposition. Look, the mozzarella is falling off the back of the sandwich. I almost wonder if I could try to reposition it a little bit to get it. There you go. Try to fold it on there so I can get more of it in a bite when I bite this thing.
That is it for tonight's stream. Thank you all. Great streaming day. Tomorrow, what are we all about? Tomorrow, there will be a level 1 podcast in the morning. Okay? What will we talk about on that show? I'm not particularly sure yet. I'll look for news. Obviously, I'll give an update on that Mafia. We're about to beat it. Update on GTA. I'll talk about the GTA situation and that it looks like we will likely be playing it next week as a major stream with the DLC, okay? Usually I'm completely and utterly 100% dishonest. Dishonesty for me is a big thing. It's like the ultimate betrayal. You know what I mean? There's still this back here. And it's still in the back of my neck, the back of my head, the back of my mind, and it's always telling me. It's WWE Champions time. I love it. I love it. Is a mobile game addict. Still has indoctrinated children who send him money, blatantly milking for money. It's a money pit. It's gone, just gone like that. In an instant, fucking gone. I just care about money. I just can't help it. I eBay. Contributions are mandatory, but I need your help. I am appealing directly to you. No decency, no respect, no common sense, no fucking maturity. Is the guy who just doesn't get reality.